Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has presented the 2023 appropriation bill to a joint session of the National Assembly on Friday, in line with the promise of his administration to ensure that the nation's budget will continue to operate from January to December circle. The bill was presented by the president and is titled Budget of Fiscal Consolidation and Transition, which touched on critical areas of the nation's economy, security, education, infrastructure, amongst others. In all these areas, the president gave his administration a pass mark, believing that his administration will hand over a strong, reliable, and progressive Nigeria to an incoming administration. It was a positive reaction from lawmakers of the ruling All Progressives Congress as they applauded the budget as passed by the president, while encouraging Nigerians to support the president in actualizing its benefit for the overall interest of the country.
Remarked about the declining revenues because of the combination of development in the global economy, interest rate challenges, and the effect of the Russia-Ukraine war. But even in spite of that, he recounted so many things that have been done across the country in a very equitable manner, consistent with the revenue, which for me is an excellent performance.
As the government submitted two scenarios. Yeah. One is to provide money to end in December next year. One to end in June next year. In December, there won't be any money, nothing
for capital
to fund capital project. But for June is in line with what was presented, where we have 1 trillion naira to take care of our capital projects. So, as per the submission by the executive, it is intended that it's going to end in June next year.
If we tell ourselves the truth, deal with the issue of subsidy, because I do not know how every household or everybody will be like using 100 whatever liters a day or something. So we need to look and like what the House is doing, interrogate the issue of subsidy. Once that is sorted out, I think Nigeria will have more money. And of course, I believe that, like the president has been saying in the last few weeks, talking about the issue of corruption, Nigeria should be able to understand that if we continue to do things the way we do and don't call people to order and do not prosecute offenders, and then things will just be getting bad. So,
however, same could not be said for the members of the opposition. They condemned the budget in its entirety, claiming it is not implementable.
But fuel subsidy has taken the large chunk. If you're going to pay 6.72 trillion budget naira for fuel subsidy, it has killed the budget. There's no budget. There's no. If you take that option, like they said yesterday, then it means that you are not doing any capital project. Remember, the 6.72 trillion is excluding the salaries or the losses of the 3 refineries that we have borrowed money to repair that is still hanging. We were giving us December 2023 to get the refineries working. Now they are moving it to 2024. I mean, there's no budget.
Not very healthy, but at this point, the government has no choice than to borrow. But the most important thing is where they're going to apply the money they borrowed. We have been running deficit budget for so many years, not this year. Therefore, government has to look inwards to see why they can create wealth, create employment for the teeming youth, and also revitalize our industries. We cannot continue to borrow for recurrent expenditure. We need to put most of the chunk of the money we have into capital project.
At the debt servicing, and we have also looked at inflationary rates that is probably going to affect the budget. And I believe it's a conservative way of drafting a budget. And National Assembly is going to look at it just like what the Speaker have just said, We're going to look at it critically and be able to make our own informed decision. And that the past performance of the budget will be an indicator through which we can appropriate funds in going forward. Globally, borrowing is not.
For all it's worth, the president has delivered his budget in time, hoping that the legislative arm will ensure its quick passage and will consolidate the gains all the Buhari administration has recorded so before its transition.